Well, by the end of this video, you're going to know how to do this #1 exercise for strengthening your core and your back done the right way. I'm Janine from Win With Yoga, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and then click the bell so that you'll be notified anytime we post a fitness and flexibility video for folks like me, people over 50. So let's get started. So this exercise is really popular, and over my 20 years of teaching, I can tell you that the mistakes that go along with it are just as popular. And the reason why I want to pay attention to those is a lot of times folks are doing this exercise for very specific reasons, like I mentioned before, building core strength, helping to support your back. It helps with reducing back pain, helps with posture. And so if you're doing those things, you want to make sure that you're getting the form right so that you are getting those benefits that you're looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the position, show the exercise correctly. Then I'm going to show you the pitfalls that happen with it, those common mistakes. Then I'm going to show you the progression. So if the full position is a little bit too intense for you right now, or you really want to work on that form, I'm going to show you how to break it down so you can build it back up. All right, so we're going to start. This starts in a tabletop position, and you probably have actually seen this exercise. So I'm going to show it. And this is the one where we reach one leg forward and one leg back. It's called bird dog. Now, if you take a look here, you're going to notice my fingertips and all the way to my heel is pretty much in one straight line. Now, what happens in this is a few things. The first thing that happens is when the leg and arm go out, if you look right through my middle, you're going to see that it goes from being kind of a straight line here, and you're going to see my belly flop towards the floor, and my leg comes up higher than my hip. So now we've lost all of the core or your abdominal area that's meant to stabilize this position. And if we do that, so we want to keep this anchored in. The other thing that happens, two other things happen. One is when the leg goes back, the hip either drops down or the opposite, it raises up too high. So again, this is happening because your body's smart and it's going to take the path of least resistance. And it's going to be a little easier to let this hip drop or to raise it up. And then the last one that happens, and I'm going to turn this way, is when I move the leg up, the opposite hip, so the standing leg, that hip swings out to the side. And again, this is your body taking the path of least resistance. It lets the core get it off a little bit easy. So again, we just want to start to get that awareness so that we can keep everything really square and start to work those muscles that are going to help us feel better. All right, so how do we do that? So first off, we start in a tabletop position. So you want to align your shoulders right over your wrists and your knees right underneath your hips. Now, once you're here, and I'm going to go from the top of the body towards the bottom of the body. Push down through your palms and lift up in your armpits. So what does that mean? Well, imagine you had an orange under your armpit and you were going to squeeze it, lifting up that way. Another way you could think of this is the space between the shoulder blades. When we're not lifted in the armpits, it sags down. So push that space between the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. Next, through your middle, pull the front of the ribs in lightly. Now, you don't have to do it all the way to rounding, although this is a good drill to start to feel that. We just want a little bit of tension here, and then the belly button lifted toward the spine. So there's your starting position. Then the first thing we could start here is just moving the arms. So we lift in the armpits, get the ribs in and belly, and we see if we can take that right arm and reach it forward with pretty much nothing else moving. And then lower that down. And then let's try the other side. I'm going to give you the cues so you start to get used to them. Lift in the armpits, deepen the ribs a little bit, lift the belly, and then just move that arm out without really moving anything else at all. Okay? So that's the first one to practice. One arm out, keeping everything stable, the other arm out. And again, notice how slow I'm working. This is so I can keep everything intact. Next piece is let's try moving the legs. So same thing here. Now, you flex I'm going to go with my left side first and slide that leg back. Now, here's where you can check out. Remember when I said the hip drops or the hip raises up? look back there and you can see them. You're going to see if that hip wants to drop down or if it wants to open up. So square them up, then squeeze your booty. That's also part of your core, by the way, and firm up this back leg so it's really straight and strong. Then you got your armpit lift, your ribs in, your belly button to your spine. Then just raise the leg without shifting that middle. You're going to probably feel this in your booty, your hamstring, and then again up in the upper body, up through the abs, and then lower that down. And then we'll try the other side. So anchor yourself, slide the leg back, check the hips. Did you lose that hip? Did it go up or down? Then keep it, raise it, and again, you could peek at those hips to see if that hip wanted to open up or drop down. So you probably can't feel it just yet till you start to develop that muscle memory. And then lower it down. Now you could do each of those things. I would practice the arms first, 3 to 5 on each side, and then do the legs first, 3 to 5 on each side till you start to get the rhythm and see what that feels like. Then we can progress to the next piece, which is doing both arm and leg together. So if this is all making sense, go ahead and give us a like down there. Let me know in the comments if it's feeling different from what you were doing before, or if you have a question. We'd love to answer your questions. So now we add on. We lift the armpits, we deepen the belly, right? We pull the ribs in. Now we go with the leg back. I'm going to go left leg first. I check my hips. I firm it up. Now I'm going to raise the leg and the arm at the same time without anything moving. And you might be a little tippy here. That's fine. That's exactly what happens when you're learning this. And then lower it on down. I like to hold it out there for at least 3 seconds. And then we go the other way. Slide the leg back, right? Anchor everything and then squeeze the booty. Straighten that leg and lift. And this is where that armpit has to lift. Ribs in, belly in. And then lower down. Okay, then you would alternate again. And if it's easier, you could do it all on the same side first, 3 to 5 times, right? Putting that down and then going right back and then doing the other side or alternating. Again, 3 to 5 rounds for the whole thing. Now, if you wanted to add on, now you've built a good base. Now, any position in a tabletop, you can apply these same principles to. And that's what I get really excited about. This isn't just your alignment for bird dog pose, but you can use this in all different positions that are in a tabletop position. And if you've taken an exercise class before, you know there's lots of things that we do down here. So here's a progression you'll often see. You go into that first part where we're out, and now you're going to curl it in. So you're going to bring the knee in towards the elbow and the other elbow towards the hip. Now, same stuff. If you don't lift up in this armpit, you're going to be down here. You lose that core strength. You're also going to be scooping those abdominals up. This is going to be strengthening your middle and then stretching the spine. And then when you come back out, here's a tricky part too. Keep that armpit lifted, pull those ribs in, lift the belly, and find that straight line again. And then hand goes down. I'll show it one more time. I'll do the other side. So when you go out here, you find your straight line, you're lifted. Now keep pushing through the hand and the leg on the floor to help you lift up to curl, and then reaching out and lowering it back down. All right, one more progression. This guy. This is for your hips. It's also for your core. It's for your booty. It's for your abs. So when you lift that knee to the side, same thing, right? Remember I showed you this one where the hip goes? That hip is going to definitely want to go. So if the left leg's working, that right hip's going to want to stick out. So when you do this one, again, keep those hips stable. And when you reach that leg out, you're going to feel a lot of weight in the same hand. So keep pushing down, posting, lifting your armpit, and then lowering down. All right? So those are the tips to get that bird dog. It is a #1 core exercise. You'd see it in any type of class. As you can see, those progressions work it back, or the regressions work it back, so that you can start as a beginner. You can build it up. And look, I'm already getting sweaty just doing those few things. So everything, you're going to feel that whole middle working, and you can let me know again in the comments if you felt that. Now, if you like this video and you'd like more tips like this, check out my 4 secrets for core work over 50. And I will post that link. It's also here on YouTube. I'll post that link in the description. And if you're finding that as you're getting older, you're having aches and pains and they're kind of keeping you from fully enjoying life, go ahead and grab our free fitness and flexibility workout that'll have you feeling better in 10 minutes flat. And you can grab that at fitandflexibleforlife.com/class, and I will also leave that in the description for you. And lastly, before I go, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Click the bell if you want the notifications, and if you did enjoy this video, give us a like, a thumbs up. It really helps our channel. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.